Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a 2007 Toyota Hiace camper, 53,000 original kilometers on it, several aesthetic modifications such as bumpers and chrome bits. This one here was bought from auction here in Japan for export over to Canada. And yeah, Hiace, super wide, super tall. This is a 200 series, a 226 to be precise. So this is as long and as tall and as wide as these Hiaces get. Well, we've exported a number of these. You can check out the other videos on the channel. And this one here is a gasoline engine version. You can get these in diesels. The diesels tend to be a little bit more pricey. If you're interested in prices of these, go ahead and send us an email. This one actually belongs to someone, and so we can't go ahead and say what they paid for it. Okay, for now we'll just switch the engine off so that we can take a look at the condition. Here you can see 53,066 kilometers and a nice running engine. Have a listen. You can actually hear the intake from here because the intake is in the front of the front face while the engine is underneath here. Anyway, we'll switch this off for now. We'll show you the camping section in a bit. Usually there's somebody in the comments who's going to put a timestamp for the back section if you're interested. I will say that this one is kind of like a, it's not an official item. It was something that's been customized, I believe. And the back isn't really so camper-like. It's mostly just you can sleep there and it has everything you need to get cheaper registration on the car by registering it as a camper. We'll show you in a second, but for now, here's the auction inspection sheet. This is a 2007 Hiace in brackets camper. It's an auction grade 4, both interior and exterior are C, but I think that's being a little bit harsh. I would personally think this is more like a 4BB. The condition is really good, the mileage is low, and it is a one-owner van. Okay, automatic transmission, AC that works, did check that. Power steering, power windows, airbag, and ABS. Everything mechanically works fine. It is a Toyota. It also has the 2.7 liter gasoline engine that is in the, I believe the Tacoma had that, and maybe the 4Runner had it in North America. It is a 2TR engine. Okay, these engines are a commercial grade engine, and so they're going to be more reliable than your standard passenger grade engine. Okay, so the sales points here, the camping kit is as is. The seller makes no claims on what it has and what it doesn't have. Aftermarket wheels on it. They're a work Euroline wheel. They got quite a bit of dish. They're chrome. They're in good condition, but not great condition. The center caps have a little bit of corrosion on them. Let's just have a quick look. Okay, and then the fitment of them is quite wide. These tires, I guess by Japan standards, they fit in under the aftermarket over fenders. They barely fit in there though. Okay, what is this? Okay, so check to see the vehicle in person for details. It is registered as a camper, so cheaper registration here in Japan. Purchased from user, one owner camping car, 52,991 kilometers at the time of auction. Windshield rock chip, which really isn't anything too big actually. There are probably a few here. Let's see if you can focus on my hand, and it's right between my fingers there. That's what they mean by rock chip. Here are a couple more. Okay. And it is, you know, a Hiace, it's shaped like a brick, and so you are more likely to get rock chips on the front end than most vehicles that have a steeper rake of the windshield. Okay, interior wear and dirty, aftermarket suspension, underside surface rust. It's actually very clean on the underside. I took, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pictures of the underside. Everything looked great. And then steering wheel is peeling. Okay, wheels scratched, door mirrors scratched, various scratches and dents. And then the body has A2, A1, A1, A2, U1, and A1. For the most part, the body's really good. There is basically one dent and one scratch that I need to point out, and I couldn't find this A2 on the back. So I'll just point those out now. There is a dent. Let's see how well I can find it. Here it is. This is the biggest dent on the car. Okay, and the biggest scratch is on the bumper. Okay. And I might as well show you really the only other problem. Headlights are a little bit foggy, and then these chrome bits are all aftermarket around the headlights. The grille is aftermarket. These fog light surround is aftermarket, and the chrome on it, it's not the highest quality and is faded. So there's basically just that. And a little bit of peeling around this mirror that's right there. It's a front mirror. I'll show you in a sec. Okay, so once around, everyone wants to see how big it is. You know what's really cool about these too, because they're built on a Hiace commercial chassis, and because the roads here in Japan are extremely tight and narrow, the steering on them is very tight. You can go around corners extremely well. They're very maneuverable, and they're completely flat all the way along the sides. And so it's very good visibility and very easy to get around in tight roads. So if you are interested in camping, but you don't want to have one of those giant campers that can be very difficult to maneuver, this could be a good compromise. And much, much better fuel economy / reliability when you get it out of a Hiace compared to some of the other makes and models, I think. Okay, enough being a salesperson for this. I feel like this vehicle doesn't need a salesperson. Everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people know about the Hiace and they sell themselves kind of. And we can't see. So let's pull around here. It's pollen season here. It's starting to become spring, and so time for me to clear my throat. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me show you the peeling on this arm. You can see right there. Okay, and again, what this does is, this is where you sit. Yes, it's a right-hand drive, and yes, it's drivable in Canada. It is nice to sit up and up high. Let me just not be focused for a little bit. Maybe 110 centimeters off the ground is where you sit. It gives you a nice visibility, and being up higher makes it easier to drive a right-hand drive in Canada. I personally have done it. I don't mind doing it. I drive both here in Japan. You can drive right and left-hand drive in Japan. But the purpose of this mirror is when you look from your seating position into this mirror, you'll get a view of right here to see how far something is away from your bumper. So if you're doing parallel parking, it is excellent to have that. A lot of these campers and vans here in Japan have a similar type mirror, like this one up here for the back, for the same purpose. But I believe that this one doesn't. Instead, it has a snake. Which, oh, it does. Here I am saying it doesn't have one. But yep, it's got that mirror and a snake. So best of both worlds. You get a snake there, a cobra to be exact. And I guess this guy loved aftermarket parts. There's like a reflector, an aftermarket exhaust, a Toyota badge that wasn't there originally, aftermarket tail lights, the over fenders and the wheels, and you can see a nice, clean, no dented, good condition paint body. Side bumpers are aftermarket, door handles are aftermarket. I think the door handles and the mirrors were dealer option. I think this piece was aftermarket, and I think all of the headlight surrounds / the grille were all aftermarket. Okay, to the interior. So these wide models have a lot of space between you and who you decide to put into your passenger seat. This could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how much you like that person. Joking aside, it is nice to have the extra width, especially in a camping body. And I think this is an aftermarket panel kit for the dashboard. You can see like here, the glove box. These are just plastic pieces that are glued onto the regular dashboard. The car has a sub battery with the battery gauge there for it. You get some extra aftermarket lighting, because again, this guy was all about the aftermarket parts. It has a TV screen there, or a Navi screen, I guess. A solar panel. That's kind of gimmicky, but cool. Still has the original plastic on here. It's funny how they do that here. TV up there. I'll go into the back in just a second here. A few stains on the front there. Look like coffee stains or drink stains. And then aftermarket floor mats there. The steering wheel is kind of interesting. It's, I guess from around the mid-2000s, aftermarket steering wheel companies started making these steering wheels that fit together with the OEM airbag. So it's an aftermarket steering wheel, but it still has kind of an OEM look because that airbag piece is used in combination with what is otherwise just the arms and the rim. It's nice. I don't really care for steering wheels that have these weird corners on them, but some people like them, hence why somebody bought this for the car. Okay, seat, good condition, front and back. They're not the most comfortable seats, but they're not the worst either. And they're fairly hard wearing, I would say, so they don't break down that easily, at least in my experience. Okay, power folding mirrors have been checked and they work. You have a mystery switch here, headlight levelizer, which is good if you're going to be towing anything. Or in this case, I'm not sure if you noticed, but the back suspension is a little bit lower than the front. So your headlight adjuster is nice to have there. Excuse me. Jump up in here. Center console has a place to put your documents. Yeah, it's a working van. Cup holders back here. You also have a table that's basically useless. Maybe there's a use, I don't really know, but there's a flip out table there. A place to put stuff there. You can also put all your remotes in here. Another place for documents on the side and other things. Okay. Let's have a peek at the back. The seats are great. I love the black and red two-tone. And it looks like it is registered as a 5-seater, which means it has seat belts for 5 people. Let's just double check that. 9. There are seat belts for 9 people. Wow, that's a big party. Sliding window, 1 on this side and 2 on the other side. And then fairly tinted windows, so I don't think you really can't see in there. Look. So no need for curtains if you wanted to sleep in it. Okay, so this is all in good shape. And this turns into a bed platform too. This one flips across like that, and this one flips down. And then you get a sleeping platform that lines up with the back sleeping platform, which I'll show you from the trunk. But for now, Grandma's seat covers get to go on here. We seem to talk a lot about Grandpa's seat covers on this channel. Grandma doesn't get enough credit for her seat covers. Okay, and some crazy TV from B Value. And more TV. Okay, lots of room from the bottom to the top. And let's just semi-measure it with my face. Here's me. What's up, guys? And I'm 5'10", so that's about how a 5'10" person has to hunch over in here. And we'll just close the door for now. And go into the back. And I didn't move the things around in the back. It is in bed format at the moment. And this is where it gets a little bit confusing because I couldn't quite figure everything out here. Okay, first off, there's a cabinet here, but I'm not sure if that's where the cabinet goes. The cabinet is just loose, and it's not bolted onto anything. I think this is intentional. I think that this cabinet and this other one that is just loosely fitting there are supposed to go against this wall, but only when it's not in the bed form. So I think this turns into a couch on this side, and then you put all cabinets across that side somehow. That's what it seems like. That one's upside down, and it contains your sink and your water bottles and water pump. Okay, that's the sink in there. Okay. Like I said, it's not like a real camper kind of thing. It is, yeah. Your fridge is like a, kind of like a cold box style fridge. It's made by the company Engel, which sounds German, so you know it must be good. Vince from Slapchop, or what was that? The ShamWow. Yeah, made in Germany, so you know it's good. And then the bottom box down here has a power inverter for 1500 watts. And then you have a burner down there. Just a single element burner with the cartridge style gas fill up. You have different temperatures for your temperature control for your fridge. Excuse me. And this bed platform, which actually looks fairly comfortable and has a really nice kind of racing stripe-like design, which matches the seats up there. There will be seat belts underneath here, because it is registered for 9 seats, and you need seat belts in order to register. This piece has like these little clip pieces there and there that are gonna... This guy needs driving lessons. He's like, oh, I can't get through there. It's like 250 centimeters. They have a Patrol, which is a bigger vehicle, but it's still only 190. Maybe I shouldn't be complaining. Hey, look at this. It's an old person sign. You know how everyone in every country is like, there should be a sign for old people driving. Well, Japan thought it was a good enough idea that they did it themselves. They put this on the back if you're over a certain age. I think there's one for 65 and one for 75, or one for 70 and one for 75, or something like that. Don't actually know. Fluorescent lights here and there. You get speakers up there. Aftermarket, it looks like, let's find out the brand. I'm kneeling. I'm not putting my foot on. Carzaria, and they are a component speaker. So they have the tweeter and the woofer cones separate. Back here, Carzaria, and these ones here are just two of the same, what looks like a 2.5-inch speaker. And Carzaria is a Pioneer brand, by the way, in case you don't have it in your country. Headliner is a little bit sagging right there. It kind of has marks like I don't know, some sort of sofa. When you push it one way, it'll look one way. And then somebody vacuumed it and has marks of a vacuum head or something. Anyways, close this up. Ready to go to Canada for adventures. Here's some more fade on the chrome piece. Okay, so a TRH 226. Let me make sure I'm not saying that wrong. Yeah, TRH 226. Hiace. Going to be exported to Canada. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a nice day.